how I propagate my honeysuckle. I have a honeysuckle vine that somebody got cuttings for me, my friend Linda, and I'm going to try it two different ways. I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some in water in a jar, and I'm going to try some cuttings in soil. So all I'm going to do is I've got several vines, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on a node. That will be where your roots will start. So I'm just going to clip this about right there, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. That's where the node is, where the leaves were. And then I'm going to cut these bottom leaves off. Well, actually, this one I'm going to leave because it got kind of bent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that off. Leave those two top leaves on. And then I've already got my soil ready. And I've got it all wet already. So what I'm going to do is just dip it in my rooting hormone. And stick it down in the soil like that. And then this is the piece that I cut, the top piece. I am going to do the same. I'm going to cut these leaves off down at the bottom. And I'm going to do this row also. And then I'm just going to leave about that much leaf on the top. Cut it once again down here, right under the root node, or the node where the roots will come out. Cut that off. Stick it down in my rooting hormone. Place it down in the damp soil. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I get my pot full. But what I'm going to do with the water portion is pretty much the same thing. I'm going to cut off, like right here it's kind of bent. Where'd I see that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to, see where it's bent right there? I'm going to go ahead and cut her off. And then my node would be right here, which I'm already actually seeing roots. Well, here's a node down here too. I'm going to cut it down there. And then this piece, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to dip it in a little bit of rooting hormone. That's all you need. You don't need to use a lot of the rooting hormone. It goes a long, long way. And then I'll stick her down in my water vessel. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Cut those bottom leaves off. That way, you want to try to cut as many leaves off as you can so that it works on roots and not growing leaves and flowers, but you need to leave some on there. So then, okay, here's my node. I'm going to cut just to the bottom of it. Rooting hormone. Down in the water. So I'm going to do that with all of them, and then I'll show you what I'm ending up with. Okay guys, there we go. I've got all of my honeysuckle in in propagation mode right now, and I've got all these are in soil, and I will keep them in this tray or another tray, probably not this one, because this is like my good one I like to use for when I'm planting. And then I've got the others in water, which I've also used the hormone on. So it's just a big glass vessel, and I'm on a crooked rug. And it should take about a month or so for the roots to come out and grow properly. And then what I'll do is just, if this works and takes hold, like my water propagation, when that starts rooting out and she gets some good roots on her, about 1 inch long or so, I will take her out of the water vessel and place her down in soil and let her grow for a little while, and then I will plant her directly into the ground way before. You want at least a good 6 weeks for them to be in the ground before winter hits. So you want to do it while the ground's still warm. Alright, so that is my honeysuckle propagation. And now what I'm going to do is, oh, I missed one of my vines. Oh, that one's broken too. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Cut the leaves off. That was where it's bent, so I'll just cut her right there. And stick her down in the moist soil. And then the other end, I will do the same. That's the piece that was broke. So that can come off there. Well, that one's going to be a short one, but I'll try it. I'll just stick it down in here like that. Alright, now what I want to do is I also have some snowball bush cuttings. And I've had these in water. So what I'm going to do with them is I am just going to put my cuttings from my snowball bush in my water vessel with my honeysuckle. It's not going to hurt nothing. But right here is the node. I already cut them back yesterday when I received them. So right here is your node. I'm going to cut these bottom branches off. And I think I'll leave about that much on the top. And her, I'm going to put this one down in my water vessel. And she can grow right along with the honeysuckle. Now this water vessel I'll probably keep out here on my back porch, and then my soil cuttings I'll put out in my greenhouse. And then I have another pot for, I might have to get, I think I'm going to use a bigger pot for my snowball bush. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to change out, because now that I'm looking at it, it needs to have a bigger pot. So I will just add some more soil. That's good. And then, now I have to wet this pot down. Hold on. Okay, I got my water, so I'm gonna wet down my soil. I like to start with moist soil when I'm using my rooting hormone. And that way it stays on your stem for a while. And it kind of stays put for a while when you put it into the moist soil. Okay, so the next snowball bush cutting, I am going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to cut these bottom branches off. This is pretty much how I do my, like when I do my pussy willow tree, or, and then I want to find a good, now this looks like a really good growth point right here. She's already got some green coming out of her. That one looks pretty good. I think I'm going to cut it right there. Oh, I should have got my bigger garden shears. These are tough little boogers. And then I'm just going to dip her in my rooting hormone. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then stick her down in the soil. And if they need to be held up, I'll just stick a stake in and tie some jute around them. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this little cutting. And stick her down in there. And then I've got this nice big hunk. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is stick her in water also. And I'm going to make my cut right at the node. And then I am going to cut off these bottom leaf branches. And then I've already got enough rooting hormone in my water vessel. I'm not gonna add any more. But I am actually gonna add a little more water to here. Oh, and this is what I did with my peony cutting, or my peony start. Last night or yesterday when I got her, I had to go away. So I did not have time to just run out and, dig a hole and put her in. That, and it was kind of hot out yesterday. So all I did was stick her in a big pot. I put some soil in it, and I watered her. And look at her, she looks really good. She's a little tiny wilty, but she was a little tiny wilty just from shipping. So my husband said he is going to dig a hole for me, and so we can get her in the ground this evening when it's nice and cool, and then I'll feed her and give her a big drink. But anyways, so I've got let's see, that is okay. I already cut that one at the node. So I'm going to put some root hormone, stick her down in here, and like I said, I may have to stake her up. Put a little more soil in here. That'll help too. Kind of tap it down. There, that's holding her up better. Okay, I'm going to do my other ones. I'm going to cut this bottom leaf off. And I think I'll cut these two off also. And that gives me a nice top leaf. It's a little dead spot. I want to go ahead and cut her off. She's already cut at a node. where I cut her yesterday when I first got them and put them in water. So then I will just a little bit of root hormone. That's all you need. You don't need a lot. This stuff goes a long, long way. Stick her down in there. I've got one more piece left. I've got 2 pieces of my snowball bush in water. And I don't know if I'm going to put this one in soil or water. That would give me, I'm just cleaning this up, getting some of the dead branches off. I don't know, she's a really nice woody piece, real thick. So, I think I'm going to stick her in my water vessel too. That would give me 3 snowball cuttings in water, and that would give me 4 cuttings in soil. So there we go. There is the snowball bush. There is my honeysuckle propagation in soil. Those 2 will go out into my greenhouse where it's going to stay nice and warm and humid for them. And then I've got my water propagation. I've got 3 snowball bushes and 3 or 4 honeysuckle propagating in water. And my peony bush is going to get planted this evening. So that's how I do it. That's how I usually do like my pussy willow trees, my lilac trees. I've actually done it a long time ago. Me and my mom did roses like this. Started our own little roses from rose cuttings. It's really cool. Majority of the time it works, and it's a lot of fun because you can make more plants that way instead of going and running to the store and buying a bunch of expensive plants. So I've actually been thinking about trying it with one of my hydrangea bushes, because I hear they propagate pretty easy too. So yep, that is how I do it. A little bit of soil, a little bit of water, and I like to use my rooting hormone. So alright guys, you have a great day, and if you have any questions, I will try to answer them as best as I can. If not, I'll try to find out. Like I said, I'm not a pro. This is just how I do it. So, alright guys, you have a great day, have a great weekend, be safe out there, and peace.